Welcome to Alpine Garage Sports, folks. My name is Chris, and I am your host for this show. We're in my garage where we talk about CU football, and that does not change today. In fact, we're going to talk about an event that happened where a lot of the CU football players came out to represent Ford. And then during that event, I hooked up with Travis Hunter. We went to a great local fishing spot in Colorado Springs, and I want to tell you about that as well. But first, if you haven't already subscribed, please do so. Hit the notification bell. We'll be bringing you stuff all summer, and then when the season starts, we're going to be going full rip into the season. So I just appreciate you joining me here. Now, this event happened in Colorado Springs a few weeks ago, and you guys probably already know Ford sponsors CU football. In fact, if you go to the CU site, CU football site, you'll see Ford logos all over the place. Ford also sponsors a lot of our guys on the team. In fact, a lot of them came out to this event. So you had Savion Washington come out. You had Travis Hunter obviously come out. You had Jimmy Horn come out, and you had Tyler Brown come out. So you had those four guys that were supporting this Phil Long Ford, Chapel Hills in Colorado Springs. And they did a fantastic job, very engaging. The Bronco groups were out there to kind of open up a new Bronco Ford Center, and that was what this whole kind of this big event was for. Great ambassadors from Bust for Life was out there. It couldn't have been more fun. Very engaging folks. In fact, they all had their pictures out there and signing autographs. So there you have Tyler Brown, and you have there's Savion right there standing in the hallway at the Champion Center. You got Jimmy Horn right there doing his Jimmy Horn pose, his best Jimmy Horn pose. And then you have Travis right there looking very intimidating in this picture right here. So we got some Colorado Buffaloes poster signed, and it was just a good time. And during that event, they kind of mugged with my Bronco a little bit, so we had a little bit of fun there for some pictures. And then look at this picture of Savion Washington and my wife. I mean, for those people who don't think that Colorado's got some size, now granted, my wife's not going to play football for CU, but she's about 5'2", 5'3", and he's 6'8". So you can kind of see this was a fun picture there. But then I got to talking to Travis and Leanna, and they were not only engaging, but Travis was very open about his love for fishing and the fact that it's a passion that even drives him here in Colorado. We talked about the fact that he just got a brand new boat, and he bought a new Tracker Pro 170 boat. It's an aluminum Mod V boat, which is perfect for Colorado. And he's having it rigged out with some really awesome electronics, which I'll go into here in just a second, and telling me about all the places that he has fished and all the places he's going to fish. We talked about the fact that, he loves trout. He loves getting into trout. Obviously, he's a bass guy. But we talked about pike, because pike is big in Colorado. And you fish for pike the same way you fish for bass, only they're much bigger. They're, bigger than 40 inches long. And so, obviously, he's very excited about that. But then I said, hey, you know what? Why don't you come with me down the street here? I've got a local fishing spot that's really hot here that you're going to love. Bring your family, because he was with his family here at the event. And so he brought his family down to the Bass Pro Shops in Colorado Springs. And I got him on their tank, the fishing tank up there. That's a 30,000-gallon aquarium with bass and all kinds of trout, some striper, some wiper, some crappie. I mean, there's all kinds of fish in that thing. And they do tank demos up there all the time to show how lures affect fish and different ways you can fish lures and things like that. And so I thought Travis would be a perfect guy to get up there on the tank and show off his skills in fishing. And I will tell you, he did not disappoint. I have been in the outdoor industry my entire life. I grew up in it, and then I made it my professional career all the way up until now. And I can tell you that when I see an angler and I see them fishing for the first time, I can always tell how good they are when they're casting a bait cast reel and how they're twitching and changing up the different types of retrievals, and just to try to get the fish to it to get enticed. And in this aquarium, you can actually physically see your lure in front of all those fish. And I can tell you that just from the conversation that we had up there on the tank, he loved this, and I got a lot out of watching him fish. He must have been up there for a good 30, 45 minutes. And we had great conversation about maybe becoming a pro bass fisherman, like the Bassmaster Elite Trail and stuff like that. And the electronics he was getting rigged up, which I'll show you here in a second. But then once we finished that, the whole family came up. We fed the fish, which is something that Bass Pro Shops does in the afternoon on Saturdays. And everybody had a great time. We got down to the bottom of the tank, and there was a Garmin live scope unit hooked up on the aquarium. And Travis said, hey, I'm getting one of those hooked up on my boat right now. And these live scopes are pretty cool because they actually give you a three-dimensional forward live view of fish. So you could like shoot it under a dock if you want to and see if there's any fish under a dock. You can shoot them up underneath a crevice and see if there's any fish there. And it's yet another tool that anglers use to try to build the success rate. And a lot of pro anglers, most pro anglers, if not every pro angler, uses this particular unit. So he's getting rigged out. Like, he is totally serious about this. This is not just a passing hobby with him. You've seen Travis work in football. I'm telling you, he is every bit as good at fishing as he is in football. Companies like Kastking, if you guys haven't seen that video, the Kastking video, I'll put it down in the description. Kastking is a very, very cool, up-and-coming bass fishing company. Actually, they make rods, reels, they make a lot of different things. And they picked up Travis, now they have a partnership. And I couldn't say that couldn't be a better partnership. Another good Colorado company that Travis should probably hook up with, and I'm going to see what I can do to maybe pull some strings and get him in there to see the factory, is Eagle Claw. Eagle Claw's factory is in Denver. They're a Denver-based company, and they have a lot of their manufacturing right there in downtown Denver, right on I-70. And now it's just a hop, skip, and a jump down the street from Boulder. He can go down there and check out those facilities. It's awesome. It's a great place. So I'm going to see if I can get him hooked up with that. And then, I mean, we're not even going to mention Bass Pro Shops. I mean, obviously, he loves Bass Pro Shops. He bought his boat for Bass Pro Shops. He went out and did a tank demo at Bass Pro Shops. So why not Bass Pro Shops? So there's all kinds of opportunity for him in the fishing arena. Not to mention that he may very well become the first dual sport athlete, NFL and Bassmaster Elite Pro Tour, in existence. He could be the Deion and the Kevin VanDam at the same time, do his dual sport thing, because they're opposite season. The bass fishing seasons are in the late winter all the way through the spring and summer, and then football's obviously fall through late winter. So there's an opportunity for him there. I mean, he just needs to get on the bass trail and start winning some tournaments, which, looking at him fish, I have no doubt whatsoever that this guy knows exactly what he's doing out there bass fishing, and I think he could do really well in local tournaments. So we're going to see if we can't hook him up with that too, maybe. The Colorado Bassmasters could have a spot for him to go out there and show what he can do. Anyway, this was just a fun video. Another culture video of CU. I love watching these players do their thing on the football field, and I love to see what they do off the football field, because getting to know them as people is just as much fun as watching them on the football field, as far as I'm concerned. Thanks for hanging out with me here at Alpine Garage Sports. I hope to bring you more this summer. Maybe Travis and I go out fishing. I mean, who knows what's going to happen. I even talked to the general manager of the Ford dealership and said, hey, these guys said that they might want to go with me wheeling out in the backcountry of Boulder up in the mountains. Is there anything in the contract that states that they can't do that? And he says, no, I don't think we wrote that in. So there you go. We may take them out. I don't know. Anyway, lots of fun. I can't wait for the next video. And if you haven't already heard, we coming.